In this video, we'll take a look at OnFire Logic, Reload Logic here, and take damage. So first of all, OnFire Logic. We have alternative fire input and fire input. Alternative fire we only have for the right fist. So if weapon selected is set to 0, then we go to the right punch. And in case of our regular fire, we have this. So if the weapon selected is 0, we go to punch left. Then if it's not 0, if it's set to 1, we will go to the hammer swing, and so on for all of the weapons. And here, on release, we have 2 automatic weapons. So if our weapon selected is 5, then we release the minigun fire, and if it's 6, then we release the plasma gun fire. By the way, this structure can be simplified with a switch on integer, like this. Switch on integer. Based on this integer, like so. And then you add 0, 1, and 0 will go to the fist punch left, 1 will go to the hammer swing, and so on. Same here, but I will leave it the way it is. It works fine this way too. And the reload logic, same approach. Based on weapon selected, we go to the appropriate reload logic, corresponding reload logic. And next we take a look at the take damage event. First, we check if invulnerability is not set to 1, it's less than 1. Whenever we pick up the invulnerability sphere, we set this value to 1 and nothing will happen for a period of time. We will take a look at these at the logic for the pickups later on. So if the invulnerability variable is less than 1, then we go on, and here we have 2 branches when we have some armor and when we don't. When we don't have any armor, then we simply subtract the amount of damage from our current health and set the current health to the result. If we have some armor, then here we have 2 different cases similar to the reload logic. So one case when we have enough armor to cover the necessary amount of damage based on the armor rating, and the other one when we have less. So here we have armor minus, this goes to damage, right? This is the damage. So damage divided by the armor rating, and that amount we subtract from the armor. So if the armor rating is 3, then we divide the damage by 3 and get 1/3. So we subtract from the armor 1/3 of it. And in case this is more than the result is positive, then we will set the armor to the difference between between the current value of the armor and the amount that we need to subtract from it, which is 1/3. And we set our current health to current health minus damage minus damage divided by the armor rating. So it's damage minus 1/3 of it. So 1/3 goes to the armor and 2/3 goes to the health. In the other case, it's the same. However, some of the damage was not covered by the armor, and we need to subtract that amount from the health as well, on top of what we already have. And this part here represents that difference. It adds this value. In this case, right from here, we have defined that we have less than enough armor, which means that this is negative value. And this negative value is what we need to subtract. Since it's negative value, we are adding it, which will be subtraction. And in this case, we're setting our armor to 0, obviously, because we have defined that we had less armor than necessary, and this value is negative. Alright, and next, if our current health is less or equal to 0 after that, then we call player died. And then do once, just in case, so that the following logic doesn't happen a few times, like we get hit after we die. So first we remove from parent our crosshair UI, and we create a game over widget, add it to viewport, and set our input mode to UI only. And we will take a look at this widget later on. And next we disable the movement of our character. We play holster animation. This is the event. That is this event. And we move the component of our first-person camera down a little bit to have this effect of going down from the hit. And here, based on damage causer, we have different messages displayed. So if it's a shotgun shooter, we get "you've been shot down by a shotgun shooter" message. And then we go to clear the messages. And here, if it's fire demon, then another branch. If it was fire damage, then we've been burned by a fire demon. And if it's not, then we've been torn by a fire demon. And in the next video, we will take a look at the messages system.